Still Biz this morning. We're here on Channels Television. And my colleague, Ayola Kasim, has been in Belém, Brazil since late last week, I believe, preparing and covering the COP30 and conversations right there. I'm sure you've seen her on especially in our foreign programs. Ayola, good to see you from a foreign land. You've been really busy. I've seen you on foreign programs. How's it been? How's the weather and all the interactions right there?
Good morning, nice seeing you too. Really, it's been very hot. I thought Lagos is hot, but you need to come here. Like, there's this popular saying that you can be sweating under the shower, and can actually be true, because it is really, really hot.
Wow. Do you know the percentage, really the degree, I mean?
When you look at it, it can be around 32 degrees, which is surprising. I'm like, oh, like when you go to Borno or no, up north, it could be that hot as well. But this one is just really stretching. Like up to the point that they had to tell us, like, oh, you know what is, smart casual, the Brazilian way.
Yeah, I saw your report on the smart casual thing, Ayola. I was like, oh, dressing comes into the report these days.
Exactly. I mean, every time I go about with my umbrella, people say, oh, use sunscreen and all that. Sunscreen can miss some things, and then you have weather apps advising you about the UV rays and all. It's really concerning. And I know, coming to the Amazon, this is like the gateway to the Amazon, and you're expecting and you're seeing this level of heat. It's really concerning. The only place where I get a bit of comfort is within the and it depends on the area of the venue of the conference. It depends on where you are. At least the media center, up to when it is in the evening, it gets really, really cold. But at the pavilions, it is very, very hot. That you have to see standing fans blowing air out. The air conditioners are not really, really cooling in that area.
Wow.
It's very uncomfortable.
What a world. But Ayola, is this connected? I mean, you're there to discuss climate change. Is this connected? Has it always been like this from what you hear? Or is this connected to this climate change issue of the world?
Well, everything is connected. Usually the area, will be warm around November. But by the time you look at the range, the temperature range, it becomes warmer, and that's what climate change, that's what they're discussing. It's not like some will tell you, oh, it has always been warm. It's not like it has not been warm. It's been warm, but what the scientists are telling us is like, it's becoming warmer, and all the things that what we usually do is the quick fix one, which is like, oh, let's put on the air conditioner. All these things that we are putting in place is making it warmer. So it's like you are inside the house, and then the place is cool because there's AC. AC is emitting something outside too. So everything we're doing, we're cutting down the trees, we are paving our roads, everything is just eating up the environment. So it's making everything warmer. That's what the scientists are telling us. Like, it has always been warm. November will be warm in Brazil, but the temperature has gone higher. Maybe it will have been 29 degrees before, and that's what they talk about, 1 degree warmer. So maybe it should have been 29 degrees in the morning. Now it's around 30 degrees in the morning. So that 1 degree increase in temperature is making it warmer and uncomfortable. So that's basically what they're saying. They want us to limit temperature. So during the Paris Agreement in 2015, what they discussed was that let's limit temperature rise to within 1.5 to 2 degrees Celsius. So that means during the industrial times, about half a century ago, the temperature here would have been about maybe 20 degrees, I lied, maybe 28 degrees Celsius this morning. Now it's about 31 degrees. So there's increase of 3 degrees. So that 3 degrees, it is very, very, it is significant. So they say let us limit it to just 1 degree, which is by now it should be 29 degrees, not 30 degrees, not 31 degrees, which makes people very, very uncomfortable. So basically that's what they're telling us. Let's reduce the way at which our temperature is increasing. All right, that is what we're trying to do here.
Yeah, and I hope there's action to it afterwards. But I mean, there's also the issue of the carbon finance, the funds that are available. Let's be selfish here, Ayola, and talk about Nigeria and its participation in the carbon market and access to this fund. I believe you said it's about 2.5 $3 billion available, but accessing it, I guess, is another story.
Yes, so what Nigeria did last week during the leaders conference, where the vice president represented the president, Nigeria told the world, like, oh, we have approved the framework for our carbon markets. And what is carbon market? So I mentioned earlier the Paris Agreement. What the Paris Agreement intends to do is, the countries went to Paris in 2015 and said, oh, this is what I'm going to do to make sure that in my own domain, I limit the temperature increase. And what Nigeria, there's something called Article 6 in that Paris Agreement, when the countries decided, like, okay, we're going to do this, and they agreed that we're going to limit temperature rise to between 1.5 to 2 degrees Celsius. We talked about that in the other question. So Nigeria, one of the things Nigeria decided to do is the carbon market. Depending on who you talk to, some say that is not a solution to it. So what does the carbon market do? We've done the framework now, how people can come and trade their emissions. So somebody in Dubai, for instance, is emitting, the factory is emitting some things into the atmosphere. So they can come to the Niger Delta and say that, oh, you have your trees here. The way the carbon, there's a way they can weigh their emission in Dubai, and then they'll be paying Nigeria for leaving our trees standing. So instead of us, before they said that don't cut down the trees. So now they're trying to say, for you to leave your forest or your trees, you regain something. So Nigeria has done the framework so that nobody is cheated. And as you said, they are trying to unlock $2.5 to $3 billion. This is under Article 6 of the Paris Agreement. A lot of, you really need to understand. It's a whole lot of projects, a lot of discussion going on there, lots of jargons, technical jargons going on there, but basically is like, leave your trees standing and we'll pay. But then what the downside to this, and what activists are saying, is that means countries that are emitting, like the United States, for instance, for the first time they didn't come they don't have a stand. There are lots of Americans there, like the Californian governor, but they don't have a pavilion, they don't have a stand. America as a country is not represented, but there are lots of Americans here. So what they have done is that America is the biggest polluter in the world, can say today, okay, we are coming to Nigeria to come and emit our pollution, because they are developing. So they can come and pay Nigeria and keep on polluting. And activists said that is not the right thing to do. We should all stop that kind of trade. It's like robbing Peter to pay Paul, different way. But right now, everything is on the table. They're just doing mix and match, mixing and matching. And countries like Nigeria, we are also polluters too, because we make use of fossil fuel. We are producing fossil fuel. So we are one of those countries that say, no, let's do this. Let's use what we have to get what we want. So that's at the moment that we are, and that's why. And now the DG of the National Council on Climate Change is saying this is a cup of implementation for Nigeria. She's really excited about this, but we'll see how how this plays out.
We'll definitely see, Ayola, because I think most of the time when you have your climate meetings, you mostly always have to extend it by a day at least. I hope we don't have all of this meeting at the end of it, and then we'll have to extend. I hope you have an extended stay and all of that.
I don't understand. You have to. Okay, so there's something called the June meeting in Bonn, Germany. That's the headquarters of the UN, like the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, that the Secretariat of UN Climate. In June, there's some June meeting where people will go. The delegates, that one is not as big as this one. They will go. They keep talking from June. They carry over from the end of the year, and then they'll get to June. They still will not solve it. Then they will come at the end of the year. For 2 weeks, they'll be having this conversation. Still nothing is done, and then it goes into overtime. I don't think in recent years that it actually ends on a Friday. Most times it's either late Saturday or early Sunday. There was one I was even flying. That one is in Glasgow. I was flying while the thing was going on. That's early Sunday morning. It was going on, and I'm like, "Come, I can't be doing this because you have to report." I'm like, "I can't be doing this. Why can't we just finish this thing? I mean, have this." But then that is where they will tell you the beauty of multilateralism. That's what they do. And then some people are saying that a COP is no longer fit for purpose, that they should reform it and all that. That it is not. It's becoming a big jamboree. People coming. There are over 58,000 people registered for this COP. It's the second largest after Dubai, and people are still stranded in Sao Paulo. That's what we are told. That, you know, for them to come in, because the local flight, because when you're coming in, you first of all get into Sao Paulo. That's when you get your direct flight into. I got a direct flight from there to Belém. Some people have used 19 hours within Brazil because on the road it's 48 hours to travel from Sao Paulo to Belém. So it is so tasking. Some are still stuck. Some have been there since Sunday. They've not been able to arrive at the conference. So maybe they registered or the attending participants might be still more than what we currently have. But we have this number of people coming here to have this conversation. Yet we can't complete. Hopefully, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. This time, by 21st of February, 21st of November.
I wish you the very best, Ayola. I really do.
So that we can actually see the beauty of Belém, because really you hop on the bus, you go to the conference, and you're back late at night.
And then before you know, you're heading back to the airport on your way home. I wish you the very best. I wish you the very best, Ayola. Do take care. Please take a lot of fluid. Don't fall sick for us, you know. We need.
I've been there. I had a massive flu, but I'm getting better now.
Thank God for that. Please do take care of you, Ayola. And we'll talk to you again before you come back. I'm almost sure of that.
Obrigado.
All right, that's our correspondent, Ayola Kasim, in Belém, Brazil, covering COP30, and enjoying her job, but feeling the pinches of the heat, as she says, over there in Brazil.